Like, are you trying to be Ric Flair? Like, what is going on here? Because you got the shorts and you got the blonde hair.
LJ looks more like Chad Powers.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hey. Yeah. All related.
To me, it's like if Peyton Manning was in the Basketball Diaries mixed with Nicki Minaj. Just basically.
Peyton Manning.
Yeah, I mean, that's a better... Chad Powers, I agree with you. It's more Chad Powers.
Yeah, but Chad Powers didn't mess up his neck and come back to be...
That's unbelievable.
Fantasy Football Happy Hour with Matthew Berry.
Happy Halloween! Welcome to the Fantasy Football Happy Hour. Connor Rogers, Matthew Berry, Jake Crowder. Look at this.
So spooky.
Unbelievable
So
job
spooky.
by our production crew.
Yeah, the production crew, like in terms of the graphics and just how the set looks, this is all under the supervision of Director Trisha.
Absolutely.
She drinks free. She drinks free today, Director Trisha. Nice job. The set looks amazing. It's awesome. We went all out. Yeah, and you can sort of see C.J. Stroud there, also scary, part of the spooky decorations. We left C.J. Stroud's jersey up as well. So what is everyone going as here?
You're going to really like my costume.
Okay. What do you got?
I'm a very scary ghost. I'm the ghost of Jay's Futures bets. Yes, as you see, comeback player of the year, Joe Flacco, Saints division winners. 2024 Giants NFC East champions.
They lost narrowly.
And the 80-1 Bengals to win the AFC. I'm a very scary ghost. I'm here to haunt Jay and all of his bad futures tickets.
I like it. So you're like a bookie kind of like.
I'm a degenerate ghost. Yes, a scamming ghost.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
The only thing that the costume is missing is like if you should have gotten like some dollar bills that are crying.
Yes.
You know, just sad money. Or just leaving Jay's wallet. Yeah. Just flitting away.
Plenty of time for. I did really want like tickets, like bet slips.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, but it's harder to find real bet slips these days. Everything's online.
It is. Well,
it's actually funny because you said you were going to have a surprise reveal.
Yes.
I would have made it a -900 favorite that the reveal was at Matthew's expense, which would have been another losing bet.
Yes. Yes, you could have added that. Added that as well.
Well, you were Todd Zeal last year, so I had to get you back.
Yeah,
this has been a year long in the making.
That's fair. So my costume, I'm the Yankees pitching staff in October. There's nothing more terrifying than that. But no, I'm Luis Seal, King of the Heel.
Okay.
Which Luis Seal, AL Rookie of the Year, one bet that did actually win. I bought this from Luis Seal's store. His personal store.
A personal store?
Yeah, his personal store, which is called kingoftheheel.com.
I didn't know if it was a .com or his personal store was like him in a trunk, and you just you had to go to actually go to a store.
It may as well have been, because I bought this a year ago and it showed up about 3 weeks ago. So Luis Heel is running a very tight ship. His operation about as good as his walk rate. And then the New York Liberty themed Yankees hat to tap into the WNBA goodness. What have you got?
So mine is this is obviously it's a red Solo Cup. I'm a flip cup is obviously what I am. You know, for people that watch fantasy football pregame on Sunday mornings, flip cup has been a tradition this year. Something that we are so on. What?
I've heard it's gone well for some people.
It's been an adventure every week, Connor. To be perfectly honest. But yeah, so I'm a red Solo Cup, which is obviously a staple of any bar, of any drinking show.
Well explained.
And what we do in Flip Cup. My wife actually, so producer Steven asked me, what am I going for tonight? So there's also a beer pong, a ping pong ball costume that my wife's going to go as. So we're going to go as beer pong together. But for this show, since I'm solo, I'm Flip Cup.
Okay,
basically,
you are Flip Cup.
I am Flip Cup.
Yeah.
That's a good question. Heavy Meat Sauce wants to know if Barry's a red Solo Cup, what's the liquid inside? Gravy. Gravy is the answer.
Not Diet Coke?
No, Diet Coke and gravy.
Nice mix.
Cream gravy.
With a little white wine mixed in somewhere?
Little Pinot Matti, you know.
Yes. Oh, boy. There it is.
Yeah, exactly.
I like how you describe.
By the way, I've never worn a skirt in my life, and
surprises me.
Well, yeah, thanks. I feel bad. I now get like the struggle of women because it's like it doesn't move, and so it's like I think for so many reasons, thank God I'm not a woman, but add this one to the list. Yeah. Thank God for everyone in America, by the way, not just me.
Yeah, I actually went. A male friend of mine, once wore a skirt to a Chingy concert. You remember the Chingy right there?
Chingy, of course, yeah, sure.
Then we went to the after party. My friend who was overserved, he goes up to Chingy wearing a skirt, trying to chat to Chingy in a skirt. It was very bad. That's my main.
Why didn't he wear a skirt to the Chingy concert?
I don't know. It was like a thing.
Was it a bet or?
No, it was just like a strange fashion statement. There was like a phase where like rappers were wearing skirts and stuff.
I get men wearing kilts.
Yeah,
because
kilts.
that's the thing, especially if you're in Scotland or whatever.
Sure.
I understand that.
Yeah.
Like that's the closest thing.
This
I've
was
never
like
worn a
kilt meets
kilt.
skirt. Yeah, it was like a
like-
skilt. Yeah, it wasn't good. Anyway.
Anyway,
so
happy Halloween.
Happy
Shout
Halloween.
out
to Chingy. I know Chingy watches the show.
I believe
Yes,
we will be
shout out
showing. We will be trying to show some regulars costumes
Yes,
as well. So
yes,
this is
some
a
good
reminder. You
ones.
still have time. Right now, you still have plenty of time. All right, we're not getting away from what we usually do on Fridays. We're going to answer your questions and what's on tap. Jay and I have pickup lines for Matthew. Of course, Denny Carter will be joining us for Flexual Frustrations. And we're going to recap the latest on the injury front because we got some big news. Travis Hunter will be on the short-term IR.
God damn
The
it.
hits keep coming.
Why can't we have nice things?
A practice
very
injury, of all things.
What? That's insane.
Vintage Jags.
Well, why should
Curse.
you don't get hurt during practice? That means he was trying too hard. Nothing good comes from hustling. Half-assed
If you
in
have any
practice.
advice for the world,
Yes.
do not hustle, do not
Yes,
try.
If the young kids can learn anything from me, it's nothing good comes from hustling. Sounds like he
annoying.
was trying too hard in practice.
I felt like he
now
was
this
going to.
happens.
I felt like he was going to explode as well. Second half of the season.
right.
Felt like it was coming.
Lean into him
Alas.
playing offense.
He was in my my 10 facts for week number 9. The column is up now on Rotoworld.com, NBCSports.com. I'm a company man. Please ignore one of the facts, the ones that's about Travis Hunter, because
Now it's 9 facts.
now it's 9 facts, and like we've talked about him. We've talked about him on the show this week as well. I agree with you. I think he was ready to sort of get going. But to me, again, get well soon, Travis. We're rooting for you. Hope you're back on the field sooner rather than later. But when an injury happens, obviously there is a fantasy impact, and the result of this is, I think, Parker Washington suddenly becomes kind of interesting this week as a sleeper. No team gives up a higher catch rate to the slot this year than the Las Vegas Raiders. Hunter was one of the reasons why I had Hunter on the list. Hunter runs 40% of his routes out of the slot. Parker Washington is their other slot guy, and the expectation here is I think it'll be, assuming BTJ goes, it'll be BTJ and Diami Brown on the outside and Parker Washington in the slot. And I just think you like everyone against the Raiders secondary, but Parker Washington, I think, I prefer him to Diami Brown.
A peak slot merchant, if there ever was one. When you think of the slot merchants, Parker Washington is in the band.
Yeah, absolutely. And look, they're still learning this Liam Cohen offense in Jacksonville, so there's still scope. Trevor Lawrence, having had the bye week, coming out of the bye, perhaps that offense can get a bit back on track. Brian Thomas Jr., not a great game last time out for BTJ, but there's still upside there, even if he hasn't shown much so far. So it's not all dire for the Jags, but this is very annoying.
Fran Time asked, is Travis Hunter droppable? I guess it really depends on your format. You'd have to be in quite the squeeze to drop him, I think.
Yeah, I'd prefer not. I mean, we're in week 9, so in essence, basically, he's not back 9, 10, 11, 12. So he's not back until week 13.
At earliest.
At the earliest. I mean, I don't hate the idea. Look, again, if you have an IR spot, obviously just stash him and see. But think about this. Like, he's back week 13 at the earliest, and it might be week 14 before he shows back up. You're not going to want to start him his first week back because you kind of want to see. And then you're in the playoffs. And chances are, if you're in the playoffs, you kind of got the team that got you there, right? So now, again, maybe somebody else gets injured and that kind of stuff, and we love Hunter's talent, and we saw like a hint of what was to come in the last game before the bye. So I think in an ideal world, you kind of stash him and see, and maybe he's somebody that helps you out during the fantasy playoffs. But also, like, if you're like, hey man, like I got Omari and Hampton, I got bigger name players on bye and on EIR, and I just need the spot. Like, I don't hate it.
Yeah. I think the thing too is that don't like to speculate on the injuries, but it's not his ACL because he'd be out for the season, so it's probably an MCL or meniscus type injury, which is usually 4 to 6 weeks, and they put him straight on IR. And if he comes back, I don't think that he's going to be earning 14 targets straight away like he did the previous game. So it's probably going to be a bit of a ramp up. So it's unlikely, I think, now that Travis Hunter is a fantasy game changer in 2025.
All right, let's get into the Rotoworld Player news because we got to recap Thursday Night Football. The Ravens put on a beating on the Dolphins in this one so badly that the Dolphins and their longtime general manager Chris Greer have mutually parted ways this morning. Here's the notable fantasy performances. Welcome back, Lamar Jackson. It looked easy for him through the air as he throws 4 touchdowns here, guys. And who did 2 of them go to, Matthew?
Mark Andrews.
Wow.
Look, I'm not saying we should get all the credit for this. I'm not saying we should.
We deserve a lot, though.
I'm merely pointing out the facts that Mark Andrews had been disappointing in fantasy for a while now. We took him off the wall, and then the very next game goes out and scores 2 touchdowns. Ipso facto, ergo, therefore. I mean, I think we motivated him. I think he saw that and like, damn, I was on those guys' shows. I answered their dumb fantasy questions. I'm a friend of the podcast, and they do me like that.
He thought he was
I'll
a
show
friend.
them. Right. And so I think Mark Andrews might need to get back on the wall. My Twitter blew up of people asking, Andrews has to go back on the wall. He came off the wall. Do we put him back on the wall?
Well, the chat is going to decide right now because there's a poll in the live chat. Of course, we are on YouTube every day at 12 p.m. Eastern Time. That's where the regulars hang out every day. Who should Mark Andrews replace on the wall? Cam Ward? Matthew? Or the option, Mark Andrews doesn't go back on the wall.
That's the question, is what is the integrity of the wall? Is there going to be a reactionary wall? What, he has a bad game next week, he's off again? Good game, he's back on? I don't know. Maybe we need to motivate him more by keeping him off the wall.
Here's the positive. Second highest scoring game this season. He's now had at least 1 end zone target in 3 of the last 4 games that he's played with Lamar. The 3 of the 4 full games that he's played with Lamar Jackson this season. So, when they get in close, Lamar does like to look for him in the end zone. All that said, he scored 2 touchdowns and still only got 16.6 fantasy points. He was 2 for 22. Those 2 receptions happened to be touchdowns. So the usage still isn't there, which, is not ideal, right? So he is very touchdown dependent. I still think to the eye test, Isaiah Likely is the more talented player at this stage of their careers. It's just he's not getting the touchdowns. Charlie Kohler gets one as well. Rashad Bateman, as you see, 2 for 13 with a touchdown. Zay Flowers, worth noting, did not get 80 total yards from scrimmage and a touchdown, as I forget who it was, but somebody wanted me, whoever that person is, needs to dress up as Kelly Kapowski, because that was the bet. That's what we discussed yesterday. So, sorry, let's see it.
No AI either. AI is cheating.
Yeah.
AI, I've got to say, a lot of these costumes are coming in. I don't like this world that we're living in now, where you have to verify in your mind whether something's AI or not.
Yeah, it's terrifying.
It is going to be terrifying. At the moment, you can pretty much tell what it's AI.
The technology's not there yet.
2 years from now, it's going to be super scary.
Yeah, right. It's all over.
Yeah,
it's all over.
I mean, I read these articles about some of these AI creators that create AI models on the internet that are raking in tons of money, and it's like there's these poor saps out there that are throwing money at AI. I mean, it's one thing to.
Well, they require the electricity of a small city to run, by the way.
Yeah,
so that's good, too.
There's that there.
We're big fans here, clearly.
Yeah, obviously.
All right, how about something on the Miami side here? A little
But anyways,
hope.
what question before the regulars? Hang on. No, but I'm just curious where the regulars are ultimately going to decide.
They are right now.
Right, I know. They're voting, but I'm just saying, if you had a vote, you're not a regular, Jay.
Yeah.
You're a cast member. But if you had a vote, is Mark Andrews back on the wall or no? This isn't enough.
Well, I just don't think I don't think it's viable that you should be on the wall in the first place. So yeah,
It's my show.
I would have any NFL player on the wall over you because Barry 29 doesn't belong next to Jalen Hurts.
All right,
and Chris
here's the
Olave.
results. 375 votes. Who should Mark Andrews replace on the wall?
Yes. Okay. There we go. Whoa. Where is Mark Andrews? Where do we have him? Do we have him?
No, it's all right. He'll be back on.
All right. Cam will get it. And we'll do it in the. There we go. Okay.
Oh wow, some speed happening off camera, my friends.
Well, look at this. Look at this sprint.
Okay,
yes,
thanks,
you get
Cam.
to do
All
the
right,
honors.
Good. Here we go. All right. Thank you. Well done. There we go. All righty.
Oh no, this could be logistically.
What could possibly go wrong?
We're all watching.
HR disaster.
Yes.
All right, you got it down. Good job.
Although
that's step one. Can you put the other one up?
Yeah.
It's the other way around, Matthew. Oh no, Travis
we knew
Hunter.
something would go wrong.
Wow, Hunter on IR.
On IR and off the wall.
Off the
Unreal.
wall, exactly. Oh no, it's so naked. Don't show that.
No.
My goodness, God.
Oh.
Well, you all wanted this. You all voted for this.
I think Barry 29 has to come off the wall after this showing.
Yeah.
All right. Someone, Cam, you got to help me out here.
Oh, my goodness,
You got to.
God.
All right, Cam. All right, there we go. Thank you, Cam.
That was shameful.
All right.
What a shameful
All right.
display of logistical innovation.
Somebody will get it up there.
Somebody.
So it was not me, obviously.
Somebody
but
will clean up my
What?
mess.
all right. Well, during the break, we'll do it over the break. We'll get not Cam Ward, but Travis Hunter. You can't lose your place on the wall due to injury.
Fair
Can
enough.
you?
I don't know.
Well, you're the one who killed him.
Right.
If you sent Travis Hunter to IR for a second
Well,
time
I'm like,
today.
I'm in a stupid costume here, like
Oh,
with
my
a, you
God.
know.
Here we go, the excuse-ler. The excuse-ler.
You know what? Costume had
You can only
anything to
hold
do
him
with
down
that.
for so long. It's the costume's fault, not mine.
It's the costume's fault.
I will say, you know what? I completely forgot about this, but this should have been a costume from one of the regulars or Jay, honestly, because your costume's brilliant. But somebody should have, like, you know how the Riddler has like all the question marks? Like you should have gotten a suit that's like an excuse-ler. I'm going as the excuse-ler. Custom made, like excuse-ler suit.
Commander's colors.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, done.
And it's just, instead of the question marks, it's all just like, it was somebody else's fault.
Yes.
You know, there was traffic.
Yes.
Like, dog ate my homework, and it's all the, you know, all of that.
I didn't know that Rashawn Slater and Joe Alt would get hurt.
Exactly.
Don't blame me.
Or Joe Burrow, right?
Yes.
You know, for my Chase Brown, like, whatever.
Anyways,
stop the draft.
What stop the draft is the timer of the draft is why I'm 1-7 in fantasy. One quick thing on the Miami side, guys, a little hope or cope. Achane and Waddle, are they going to be able to keep this up just no matter how bad this team continues to fall?
Achane, yes. Look, I mean, just the volume is there, right? 3 of the past 4 games, at least 20 touches. He's averaging over 18 touches a game this season. And I think the most important thing is he's got a 27% target share in the year, right? So he's a 27% target share yesterday, at least 20% in 4 of the last 5 games. He's such involved in the passing game. I just think that is a floor that no matter how down they are, they're always going to be able to throw or dump off to Devon Achane. So whether there's a coaching change, whether there's a quarterback change, you know, if somehow Tua gets hurt and now they're going to, you know, Zach Wilson or Quinn Ewers, I do think I'm not worried about Devon Achane. Waddle's a different story. I think if there were a coaching change, if there were a quarterback change, I'd be nervous about Jaylen Waddle. I'm not worried about a coaching change. They're going to run this, even if somehow Mike McDaniel gets fired, and it seems like with the Greer move, they're basically saying, all right, McDaniel, ride out the year, and we'll see we'll see what happens by the end of the year. And it's, unless things turn around for Miami, he's probably looking for a job. But yeah, I mean, Tua's going to be their quarterback unless he somehow gets hurt.
Yeah, Jaylen Waddle as well. His numbers last night, which were fine, he cashes our over, but he had about a 40-yarder called back by a very suspect personal foul on Ollie Gordon.
Right.
So he's looked great since Tyreek Hill has gone down, scored the great touchdown against the Falcons last week. So I think Jaylen Waddle is going to be, as long as Tua is the quarterback, he's going to be a wide receiver too.
Yeah, that was a ridiculous call on Ollie Gordon, who clearly slipped.
Yeah.
And by the way, I think Devon Achane caught it. Like there was also a one where it looked like it bobbled.
The Dolphins were on the short end of about 3 to 4. Not that it changes the outcome of the game. No one's saying that. But
Mike McDaniel was a broken man.
it's the most animated I've ever seen him.
It's just like to miss the field goal after the false start. It just felt like the
chip
walls
shot.
were caving in on him. So tough scene for Mike McDaniel.
Very tough scene. Very tough. I mean, like, again, they were trying. They played hard. Like, again, it's not Mike McDaniel's fault that, you know, the Washington kid, not Malik Washington, the other one, Taj Washington,
That was quite the surprise.
Yeah.
It's like an imposter.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, wait. I'm like, I thought Malik Washington was 6. And so, anyway, Washington, 84. But, yeah, I mean, like, so it's not his fault that, like, Taj Washington fumbles on the 7, right? Or that the field goal kicker misses a field goal. Like, all he can do is, like the offense looked good. The offense moved the ball down there.
This doesn't, like last year with the Jags, like the London performance against the Bears, is like this team just, they're not the races at all. I don't think the Dolphins have given up on the season. Like I thought that they largely on a play-by-play basis, that we were like blow for blow with Baltimore in the first half.
Didn't finish drives.
Yeah,
that's really all it was.
But yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens with Mike McDaniel. But for our purposes, so long as it's Tua, quarterback, Jaylen Waddle is a must-start going forward.
Yeah, another nice game, by the way. Back to the Ravens for a quick second. Derrick Henry, 3rd straight game with 20 or more touches. I thought he got in. I thought, seriously, the broadcast was weird because, like, he falls down and it's like his elbow's on the goal line.
It was close.
And I would have liked to, show me a replay. Did his knee get down before? And they just sort of, there was no replay. It was just immediately all right, here we go.
Right.
Yeah, I don't get those ones. I'm still convinced Josh Allen got the first down in the AFC title game against the Chiefs. I still don't understand.
I'm still convinced Dalton Kincaid got it to play before.
Yeah.
That's the one that I think was more egregious.
Yeah.
Yes.
Bizarre.
No.
We don't got to go down that road today. Let's get into the Week 9
humbug, I
injuries.
say.
The Week 9 injuries we're tracking, of course, Kyler Murray trying to work his way back from that foot injury. He has been doing some stuff this week, and they're preparing him as the starter, hopefully for Monday. Brock Purdy's been limited, but, not really expected to play right now as Mac Jones has been shouldering the load for that offense. Joe Flacco with the shoulder is going to be a very interesting situation. Josh Jacobs has been dealing with a calf. DeAndre Swift hasn't practiced this week, and we know he's had this groin injury now for a couple weeks, but he's usually limited by now, so you want to keep an eye on that one. Rhamondre Stevenson, Drake London, Travis Hunter, we already mentioned, goes on IR. Calvin Ridley still dealing with the hamstring. Dalton Schultz has not gotten a lot of work in this week as he's dealing with a knee and shoulder. So let's jump right back to Jacksonville. We already talked about Travis Hunter, but Brian Thomas Jr. has been limited with a shoulder on Thursday. But Matthew, you mentioned it's no matter what, it's just more work for Parker Washington.
Yeah, I mean, he's the guy he's their slot guy, right? He's got targets per route run in the slot. Is the leader on the Jaguars is Parker Washington. He's had 6 career games with a target share above 15%. And you expect, with Travis Hunter out, he will get above that again this Sunday. Well, in those 6 career games, he's averaging 13.1 fantasy points per game. How about them apples? Again, Raiders struggle against the slot quite a bit. Dyami Brown is available about 98% of leagues. He's out there, big play threat. He'll be on the outside, but I would rank them Brian Thomas Jr., Parker Washington, Dyami Brown as in terms of the wide receivers for Jacksonville.
Agreed. And Trevor Lawrence, who's always on the fringe of being a viable quarterback to start in fantasy, this definitely knocks his ceiling down a little bit too.
I like.
Wow.
We got spooky sound effects.
For Trevor Lawrence particularly, who is kind of a scary quarterback.
Yes.
Okay, Gemma asks, can Jags go back to using Etienne more in the passing game?
I don't think so.
They don't seem interested in that.
Yeah.
They can. The question is, will they? And it doesn't seem like they want to for whatever reason. I wish they would.
Facial tootin'.
They certainly have the ability to. Okay, Gemma. They can. They can do whatever they want. They're a professional football team.
Yeah. In some early injury news, Terry McLaurin already ruled out for Sunday night's game, Matthew, against the Seahawks. Commander's backs against the wall. No scary Terry.
Yeah, which is a bummer, but it is literally just got this alert as we're sitting here. According to Dan Quinn, Jayden Daniels will officially play against the Seahawks this weekend. We expected that as well, but good news for my bosses here at NBC Sports. We're going to have Jayden Daniels on Sunday Night Football on Peacock and NBC Sports. Football Night in America starts at 7. Just before that, I'm a company man.
2 of the best quarterbacks in the NFC.
Sam Darnold and Jayden Daniels. Sure.
Yeah, I don't know what we do with Sam Darnold in these quarterback rankings now, because he's been an elite quarterback for a year and a half. At some point, he's just just a really good quarterback.
At some point, he's the guy that he was drafted to be.
Yeah.
He's a top 3 overall pick.
Yeah, it's been a bit circuitous, but he's playing in he's the number 1 PFF graded quarterback at the moment. And the thing with Darnold too is that he makes every throw. He can do everything he can create. It's outside of structure. You suspect that he's not going to keep playing at this level going forward, but that respite is probably not going to come from Washington's defense.
I think the question here is that there's one game this year, that was Week 5, in which Jayden Daniels was starting and Terry McLaurin was out. Talk about the other side of that ball now, right? And in that game, Deebo Samuel went 8 for 96 and a touchdown, 23.6 fantasy points per game, 48% target share. My question to you, Connor Rogers, is we've got this one-game sample size of Daniels at quarterback and McLaurin out. But Deebo's been bad the last couple of weeks.
Right.
And he's dealing with the heel injury. Any concerns on Deebo? Are you right back in on Deebo with McLaurin, or are you kind of like, I'm not sure?
With Jayden playing, you have to start him. It just feels like with Jayden's quick pass game ability and his ability to extend plays and just how much space it opens up for the offense and the fact that Terry's not playing, Deebo being on the injury report, that's just what he's been for 4 years.
Right.
You're either committed to that experience or you didn't want to draft him at all because of that. So I find it very unlikely that you're able to bench Deebo for a better option in terms of upside.
I'm at wide receiver 18 this week, so I agree with you. I'm as a low-end wide receiver, too. Again, and Seattle has actually struggled against the pass somewhat. Their front is really good, but teams have been able somewhat to pass against them this year.
Yeah, the Commanders being 3-point dogs at home with Jayden Daniels at quarterback is pretty stunning to me. I understand that the defense is not good and that Terry McLaurin's not out there, but still Jayden Daniels, who was I think a top 5 quarterback in the NFL last year, and I think should be reasonably expected to be of a similar caliber. It's a tough matchup, but I don't know. That's a lot. Not a lot of respect for the offensive.
I mean, the other thing about the Commanders, they're back home, obviously. They're 3-5. This is their season.
Gotta have it.
They can't go to 3
empty the
and
bag
6.
on offense.
When you see the Eagles, how they're playing and where they are in the division, this is a gotta have it game. You can't go to 3 and 6.
You got to be aggressive. You'll see them going forward a ton. You'll see them take chances. I know it feels like it's very easy to be like, oh, Seattle's going to roll over them. But going back to what you said, big travel for Seattle, desperate Commanders team, and Jayden Daniels is playing. Not saying they're going to win,
right?
But I think it'll be a highly competitive game.
I think that feels like a coin flip game.
Right.
Yeah. This is Jayden Daniels' kitchen sink.
Yeah.
The next one here, guys, DeAndre Swift.
Well, I'm gonna have to pick the game on. I think I will pick the Commanders.
Yeah.
On Football Night in America.
Because if you don't, and then they win,
I know it looks hot.
There's no going back for you.
It's bad luck.
Yeah.
Bad luck.
The regulars will never let you win that down.
But the other thing, we keep track of our picks. All the and then me and Jason Garrett are tied for first. Among all the Football Night in America analysts and everything like that.
They'll probably pick the Seahawks.
I know. So this might be a big
The battle for it all.
Battle for it all.
You and Jason Garrett.
Me and Jason Garrett.
Wow, you love to see
JG. JG won last year. Rodney Harrison won the year before. I won the first year. First year of the 3 years I've been here.
This is the battle of the Titans.
Yes.
Right here.
I didn't know his friends called him JG.
Yeah.
Yes.
Unbelievable. Okay.
Well,
I like it.
His name is Jason Garrett.
I would only call him Coach if I was ever
I can see
around
the
him.
vision. Yeah, I called him
Sometimes
Coach.
I call him Coach. Sometimes I call him JG.
Depends on
and
the day.
other people on Football Night in America, Devin, Sims, Maria, Florio, whatever. Half call him JG, half call him Coach.
Interesting.
Yes.
Noted.
There you go.
Okay.
He's a lovely man.
Seems very nice.
He's great.
Very pleasant on television.
He's awesome. He's a great guy.
All right, DeAndre Swift did not practice on Thursday. He did not practice on Wednesday. And you might be saying, well, DeAndre Swift hasn't been practicing much the last couple weeks.
No, sir.
He's at least been limited on Thursdays. So this is a change that he didn't do anything yesterday. You have to wonder if the groin injury is getting worse. And if it does, Matthew, fire up Kyle Monungai, right?
Yeah, DeAndre Swift was on the love list last week. Ooh, indeed. Very, look.
We should keep that one around all year.
Yeah, Neck Brace Nation. with Lawrence as their avatar is unbelievable.
Terrifying.
Monungai, top 10 RB ceiling this week. Let's go. I agree with you. If DeAndre Swift is out against a Bengals team that has given up 20.6 fantasy points per game on average to running backs that see at least 12 touches against them. And so if Swift is out, you would expect Monungai would get at least 12 touches against the Bengals. They've allowed at least 87 yards from scrimmage to a running back in every single game this year. So I think Monungai becomes an interesting flex this week because even if Swift is out there, maybe he's limited. But if Swift can't go, and today will be very telling, Monungai becomes very interesting, and I don't know if I'd put him top 10, but he's definitely top 15 because he would be the guy that would get the majority of the work here. We haven't seen a lot of Roshan Johnson. What happened to him?
I forgot he was even around.
Yeah.
Kyle Monungai came to town.
Yeah,
we warned people.
We did.
Remember, it took you like a month to pronounce his name, but you were excited about him.
I was excited about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We just can't get him on Sunday Night Football. It could be the end of Matthew Berry. Kyle Monungai.
Oh, he's got it now. We've talked about him so many times. He's got it now.
Yeah, and Monungai is a Rutgers guy. So's Devin McCourty. Like my guy Devin will help me out. Like if I'm struggling there, I'll give a shout
jump in.
I'll look over at Devin and Devin
Phone
will
a friend.
jump in. Yeah, exactly. Devin's my buddy. But so we'll see about this on DeAndre Swift. So like I said, he was on the love list. Obviously, if he's not going to play, I would take him off the love list. But Monungai would go in there. Again, it's just the offense, the offensive line of the Bears, the scheme they run, and of course the matchup with Cincinnati.
Rhamondre Stevenson also did not practice on Thursday here, Jay, with a toe injury. Everybody's been begging for more TreVeyon Henderson. It feels like this is the only way we would truly get that.
Yeah, couldn't have a nicer landing spot as well for TreVeyon Henderson going up against the Falcons' porous run defense that's been eviscerated on the ground lately. The Falcons' run defense were the only defense that was able to conjure up an efficient, dominant game on the ground for Christian McCaffrey. This is a perennial thing where they just don't have the beef up front. And so Rhamondre, who seems to be trending in the wrong direction. I think TreVeyon Henderson, Matthew, just becomes a must start if there's going to be no Rhamondre there.
There's no question. Again, we saw signs of life last week. We've seen it in college. We saw it in the preseason. We know the explosiveness is there. We like this Patriots offense quite a bit. You're certainly not scared of the matchup against Atlanta. Again, the strength of the Falcons' defense is that secondary.
Yep.
So I would think you would actually want to run. Games in New England, which is nice as well. So, yeah, TreVeyon Henderson, pretty interesting this week, especially for Rhamondre Henderson. Misses this game, breakout game potentially.
By the way, live update
9
here.
weeks.
Mike Reese, that's covered the team for a long time, is out of practice. No sign of Rhamondre Stevenson for the 3rd straight day.
Oh boy.
So
Travion season. Travion rocket emoji.
Yes. Absolutely.
Travion fire emoji.
Yes, to the moon. It's only taken 9 weeks, but maybe he'll start justifying ADP.
Yes.
Our next one here,
hope.
guys. Woody Marks was added to the injury report as a limited participant on Thursday with a calf injury, but I would imagine, Matthew, this is just precautionary.
Yeah,
Although we'll keep an eye on it today.
yeah, exactly.
You don't like seeing a guy added to the report later in the week. So you don't like to see a player added to the report later in the week, but I don't know who else they even turn to if he can't go. I mean, that's how bad it's been.
It's Chubbler time.
Yes.
Get Chubby.
Somehow.
He's still hanging around Nick Chubb.
Yeah, I guess that would be the answer here. They do get Nico Collins back. We saw signs of life, obviously, from Higgins and Noel. So I think they would just go pass heavy. Yes, I mean, Nick Chubb would be there. I think Dario Gunbowale is still there, right?
He's still on the team. He
So
had one go.
Woody is out there right now.
Okay.
So the updates are rolling in like we do every Friday show. Really good sign that Woody Marks is back. And Dalton Schultz are both back out there.
Is it underrated that Nick Chubb had 17 carries in the NFL game against the Niners? Now, he only took it for 56 yards, which is a little on brand. He got 2 targets as well, 2 receptions. Nick Chubb is a viable flex guy.
I suppose so, if Marks is less than 100%. I mean, they're playing Denver. They're at home against Denver. The defense has been pretty good.
Yep. Texans favored. -1.5.
That's a weird one.
It's Bo Nix against a great defense.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
The books have caught on to a trend.
I think the books know that Bo Nix might be a Cowboys defense merchant.
Him and Russell Wilson.
Yeah.
Not the company you want to be in.
I like that.
All right, our last one, guys, as mentioned before, Cardinals head coach Jonathan Gannon told reporters he's preparing Kyler Murray to start in Week 9 against the Cowboys. Obviously a great matchup if this is the return spot for Kyler.
The question is he happy about it? Is he happy about
Are
preparing
we
Kyler
happy
Murray?
about it? Are we, as people that might have Marvin Harrison and Trey McBride, would we prefer Jacoby Brissett?
Yeah, the thing is,
Kyler.
I remember when Kyler initially had this injury and got ruled out against my Colts a few weeks ago, Matthew, you made the joke that does this really change anything? And the line moved. It moved like 2 points, but it moved through 7, which is a big move, a key number. And I thought you were being a little facetious, a little like, it's Kyler Murray, he's better than Jacoby Brissett. Now I lean more in your direction, where I'm not sure there's a difference between these two guys in terms of how they impact an NFL offense. I think that that Brissett has established enough of a rapport with McBride and Harrison that I think for fantasy purposes, I don't think really anything changes except the fact that Kyler may run more, which is a detriment to the pass catchers, if anything.
Yeah, but that's that's super interesting. I mean, the line, Dallas is 2.5-point favorites at home.
Line hasn't moved at all this week. Yeah, it moved substantially for the Colts game with the initial move, but I think that the market has caught up that there's not that much difference
between the two of them, right?
Kyler.
Yeah, Kyler has more chances to extend the play with his athleticism, but also he's less accurate. Honestly, I don't think less rhythm than Jacoby Brissett.
Brissett's going to drop back and throw it.
Yes.
Brissett Jacoby Brissett very nearly beat both the Packers and the Colts, who might be 2 of the 4 best teams in the league.
Yeah.
So he played perfectly fine.
Brissett is also at that stage of his career, sort of like Flacco, where he just has 0 Fs left to give. Like, he doesn't care. Like, he'll just chuck it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Whereas, Kyler might be a little bit more cautious. But either way, it does appear that Kyler Murray will make the start against Dallas, and 54.5 is the over-under. We like getting pieces of that game.
If you're dealing with one of these injuries, here's a couple waiver targets for Week 9 that can help you out, that meet our threshold. Of course, Sam Darnold because of the Commanders, Trevor Lawrence because of the Raiders. Bam Knight against the Cowboys, Tajay Spears against the Chargers. Kyle Monangai, you should have prepared in case Swift doesn't play.
For sure.
Troy Franklin coming off of a huge performance. Kayshon Boutte has been really good the last couple weeks. Chimere Dike has had a really good 2 weeks here as the Titans embrace the youth movement. Theo Johnson and Juwan Johnson at tight end. All right, guys, as we are joined every Friday, it's Dr. Denny Carter time.
Yeah. I was at a bar last night, and I saw somebody that had, a big back. Mm-hmm. And I'm a big believer in Baby Got Back. It's my favorite song of all time. As I was checking it out, it occurred to me, should I go with a big back like Tyler Algier this weekend?
Against the Dolphins, you should. Listen, in my research and in my degree getting in the area of flexuality, I learned first and foremost, there is no body shaming in this area, okay? We're not going to body shame. If you like a big back, that's okay, you know, and sometimes the bigger the back, the better. And that's what we have to with Tyler Algier. He's a big old back.
Flexual Frustrations with the doctor himself. Happy Halloween, Denny.
Oh, wow.
Ooh, scary. I like this
Yes.
this here.
I'm not sure
Very
about
black
frightened.
and white.
I'm not sure about this
Yeah,
at all.
so the big back thing didn't work out, but you shouldn't be ashamed because liking a big back is fine. It's fine for Barry, it's fine for me, it's fine for everybody.
Yeah, it's about experimentation, right? You try stuff. You try it, see if you're into it, see if you like it. It's all about exploring your flexuality. That's what we do
That's
here.
exactly
it's all
right.
about exploring your flexuality.
Indeed.
You're up first,
Am
Chief.
I up first?
Yeah.
All right, great.
Hold on.
All right, Dr. Carter.
right.
Dr. Carter, we got an email in.
I'm not taking this
This is for you. Dr. Carter, my name is Mary, and recently I broke up with my girlfriend. She writes. I'm sorry. She writes. I was out with my girlfriend, telling her how I recently broke up with my boyfriend. I was complaining to her about how things were going, and I said, you know, the scoring has been a bit dry. It's gone a bit barren on my fantasy team, of course. Just haven't scored recently. And my girlfriend said to me, she goes, well, you need to get some new Dike. You need some strange Dike. So is Chimere Dike somebody I should consider for my lineup this week?
You should always try new things. This is something that I've actually preached, to folks who've come to me with their flexual frustrations. And yeah, I mean, DK, get weird. Let's get weird this week. It's Halloween, okay? We're getting weird with DK. Last week, 7 catches for 93 yards on 9 targets against the Colts. He was targeted on 22% of his routes. He saw 21% of the team's air yards. The Titans, as always, are heavy underdogs. They should be dropping back to pass quite a bit here against the Chargers. I like to get weird with this guy, DK.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
That makes sense, Denny.
Yeah.
Denny,
Try something new.
Yeah. I want to talk to you about cupping. Cupping is an ancient form of alternative medicine that involves placing glass or plastic cups on the skin to create suction, according to Google AI. There's dry cupping, which is the most common form, and there's also wet cupping. Which I'm not going to get into on the show. But Cooper Kupp.
I feel like I'm kind of a wet cup.
Yeah, you're a cupping sensation too.
I really am.
Via nominal determination, Denny, I suspect that Cooper Kupp will be doing some cupping on that suspect hamstring of his that has him limited, but expected to go for now. Can you start Cooper Kupp in your flex, Dr. Carter?
Dry cupping, wet cupping, Cooper cupping, it's all the same in the end, okay? And this week, Cooper Kupp goes up against a Commanders defense that has been really soft against slot receivers. They're allowing the 5th highest completion rate to the slot this season. We've seen slot guys get away with it time and time again against these Commanders. If Sam Darnold can look anywhere else but JSN this week against Washington, I think it could be to Cooper Kupp. Seattle has an implied total of 25.25 points. It's quite high. I like this game as a potential shootout.
Yeah. Slow. He said soft. So soft cupping as well as the slot defense. Yeah. Wet cupping.
Whatever you're into.
Yeah, whatever you're into.
That's
I'm into wet cupping, obviously.
Gravy cupping.
Gravy cupping as well.
Denny, one more for you here. Fantasy managers that have just been trying the Jameson Williams thing all year, they've been stood up over and over and over again and keep talking themselves back into it. And if there was ever a week, Minnesota is allowing the 3rd highest completion rate on explosive pass plays of 15-plus yards. Could you really give Jameson Williams one more try here?
Yeah.
Man,
Can there be an explosion, I think is what he's asking.
There could very well be an explosion, and I know you've been waiting. You've been very patient with it, okay? You've been sort of hedging toward that, and now you might actually get it against the Vikings. You know, you took the stat right out of my mouth. The Vikings are getting scorched on downfield shots. Johnny Morton, the OC of the Lions, came out this week in a very dramatic way, and he said, hey, everybody, I have failed Jameson Williams this season. I have failed him. And so I think we actually could see a change in usage for Jameson Williams. Maybe he gets more short area stuff. Maybe he gets some deep stuff. Who knows? But against this Vikings defense, it could be good.
All right, for more of your flexual frustrations on this Halloween Friday, you can join Denny's Q&A right after our show and ask Dr. Carter for help with all of your problems.
To be clear, Denny's the one not wearing a helmet.
Denny's not wearing a wig.
No, he's not wearing a wig.
With Jay's favorite hair.
Yeah, exactly. If you're looking at it straight on, Denny's the one to the left.
Yeah, Denny's the one hedging
differentiate.
towards an explosion.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys.
All right, we got some more costumes to roll in from the regulars. Yes, they are showing up and showing out. This one from Bran, scariest sight for a Bengals fan. Hashtag Joe's Toe, hashtag Turf Toe, hashtag FFHH Halloween.
So he went as Joe Burrow's turf toe. It's pretty good.
That is quite the scary costume. Our next one here from Reed. Happy Halloween. Wish it was the day after a win. I believe he is I like the pants with Mike McDaniel.
Yeah. He's dressed as Mike. That's pretty good, Mike McDaniel.
That's a pretty good Mike McDaniel for sure. Heavy meat sauce always brings it on the show. Slow and steady wins the fantasy league. Sea Turtle season. Hashtag FFHH Halloween.
There we go.
A spooky, scary fright.
Look at our decorations. Director Trisha outdid herself. It's unbelievable.
We're taking our one break here. When we're back, of course, what's on tap? Answering your questions after the break. All right, we are back as the regular costumes continue to roll in. Things are getting very scary on our set.
Very spooky.
This one from Ryan Oswald.
Connor J. Rogers, costume complete with the jersey of his favorite sports hero, Todd Zeal. He's wearing a Todd Zeal Cardinals jersey. Well done.
Very good, Ryan.
There we go.
Hashtag free the ankle.
Yes.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah, of course.
Nicely done, Ryan.
Well played, Ryan. All right. Oh, here we have the happy hour regular power rankings. Clark Brady still in the #1 spot.
Nobody has unseated him yet.
Yeah, not yet.
Ryan Oswald, though, makes his debut.
At #4, well, that was a very strong costume.
I mean, you deserve to be in with that kind of effort.
Yeah.
Johnny Dangerly back in.
Yeah.
Aloha Bricks is just steady Eddie climbing.
He had a strong week. Over it, raised the flags. You see Ved down to 9. Johnny Dangerly makes the. How about Holly Mark 323, who also he had the Jay Croucher. He's the one that had the Jay Croucher
with
costume.
the Sparks jersey.
With the discount WNBA jersey.
Right. And Jay's favorite beer, Foster's.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. With the Australian.
That's because he's Australian.
Valiant Vincent Tej, of course, among the others receiving votes as well. Heavy Meat Sauce with a strong week, up 3 spots to #6.
What's on Tap is brought to you by Bud Light, the official beer sponsor of the NFL. Sundays are easy to enjoy when they are full of football and the fridge is filled with beer, and we're going to make it even easier for you by taking some of your best questions. This first one rolls in from Johnny Dangerly. Drake Maye or Danny Dimes this week?
Yeah, I don't think you can go wrong because I like both quarterbacks this week, but for me, it's Daniel Jones of your Indianapolis Colts, Jay Croucher.
I love it. It's getting smoky here on set.
It is, for the shoe.
I hope none of you guys are allergic to smoke. Daniel Jones, your 3rd-ranked quarterback this week behind Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, after Lamar Jackson. It was 4 to start the week. Lamar Jackson obviously played last night, so
okay.
You remove him from the rankings. Daniel Jones
Daniel
goes up
Jones
to
is better
3.
than Lamar Jackson anyway. Danny Dimes, very favourable matchup against the Steelers. Their pass defence, which cannot cover anyone at the moment, it appears. 3-point game as well. So the thing with the Colts and their players, from a fantasy perspective, is that they just haven't been playing fourth quarters because they just destroy everyone in 3 quarters. This, I suspect, on the road, Pittsburgh, while they are 3-point favourites, you'd expect that they're still going to need to be doing things in the fourth quarter. So Daniel Jones, who still has scope to use his legs more, which may happen if there are closer games to come. So, yes, I would go Daniel Jones as well.
Quarterbacks facing the Steelers this year are averaging 293 passing yards per game. 5 of the last 6 to face them have thrown at least 2 touchdowns. We saw Jordan Love kind of eviscerate them last Sunday night. And I do think, to your point about the fourth quarter, I think the Steelers show up in this one. Again, they just saw they know the Ravens are coming. The Steelers can't just be like, oh, we've got this division. They lost last week. They know the Ravens are coming, right? So I think the Colts win this, but I think the Steelers put up a pretty good fight.
I think they show up. The issue is they're playing the 07 Patriots on offense. They may just get run out of the building anyway.
The greatest show on turf, Rams.
07 Brady or 25 Jones?
That's the Cincinnati Bengals. He's still got the 80-1 on.
Right. Yeah.
I'm a Colts fan. I'm for the shoe.
Those Cincinnati Bengals, 80-1 . Yes. On this one,
that hasn't been graded a loser.
Comeback player of the year, Joe Flacco.
Yeah, that's so good. I thought you were going to just wear a Flacco jersey.
Oh, yeah. No, the ghost is here.
The ghost is here.
All Jay's Futures tickets. All right, the real commish asks, pick 2 PPR. Etienne, Dowdle, and Rhamondre. Well, the problem is this one might have been decided for you, my friend, because Rhamondre Stevenson is not out at practice for the 3rd day.
Yeah. So
but
if I will say if Rhamondre is active, I think it's Etienne and Stevenson. Etienne's the easy one, right? He's had only 1 game this year with fewer than 15 touches. He's got almost 70% of the Jags running back touches. Raiders have allowed 8 touchdowns to running backs over just their last 5 games. And so again, with Travis Hunter banged up, maybe they lean a little bit more on the run game here in a favorable matchup. So Etienne, to me, is the easy one. It comes down to Stevenson or Dowdle. I'm nervous about Dowdle as, double-digit underdog here, that he could get game scripted out a little bit. But, yes, to your point, if Rhamondre Stevenson doesn't play, then we would recommend Rico Dowdle.
Yes.
Hashtag analysis.
Yeah,
There you go. I'm not the best in the business for nothing there, Jay.
No.
There you go.
No, you're not. Travis Etienne, I think he is the clear choice. This isn't part of the question, but I'd have Travion Henderson over all these guys if Rhamondre is out. I think Travion Henderson is a legitimate RB1 type if it's just going to be him and no one else for New England against the Atlanta's run defense.
Falcons are a bottom 3 run defense over the last month.
Yeah. And at that, 3. I think also run defense is fairly stable. Pass defense can be a bit flukier, I think, with just long receptions and tip balls and stuff. Run defense is do you have big people up front or do you not? Tampa Bay's run defense is awesome every year because they have Vita Vea and he's massive and awesome. The Falcons just have small people on the defensive line, so it makes sense that they're not going to be great at stopping the run.
Our last question from Penguin Lamont.
Notice when he said small people, he just sort of glanced at you.
Did he?
Yeah, I did a little bit.
Interesting.
A little
bit.
revenge
Give you
for
some side eye.
Saints.
I wonder who the strongest person is on this desk.
Interesting.
Penguin
Not
Lamont.
Matthew.
Aaron Jones or Bill Croskey-Merritt in the flex?
Depends on how we're measuring strength. If it's an ability to down beers, it's me because I'm impervious to alcohol. But to answer the question here, Aaron Jones or Bill Croskey-Merritt in the flex, I'm going to say Aaron Jones. I'm at 24 this week. I have JCM at 29. Obviously concerned about JCM. Hasn't really been there productive. He hasn't been that productive recently. Seattle's so good against the run. Meanwhile, Aaron Jones led the backfield for the Vikings. His first game back last week, he led the Vikings in touches and snaps in terms of the backfield in his first game back. He's played only 2 completed games this year, but he's got a 14% target share. Vikings 8.5-point underdog here, so you expect him to be passing a lot. And just I feel like J.J. McCarthy. The other thing I would say is, like, Kevin O'Connell's no dummy. Former coach of the year. Kevin O'Connell.
Reigning coach of the year.
Yes.
Yep.
Friend of the show.
Friend of the show. We've had Kevin O'Connell on the show as well. He's no dummy. And so he's going to sit there and go, like, I don't have anyone that can block. My offensive line is awful.
Or maybe
it's
throw.
decimated. Or maybe throw.
TBD.
So we'll see. But, like, I could see Kevin O'Connell, especially to try to take some pressure off J.J. McCarthy, dialing up a lot more sort of quick dump-offs to Aaron Jones as kind of a substitute for a running game, because I just don't think they're going to be able to run, given how strong the Lions' defensive front is and just how bad that offensive line looks for Minnesota.
Yeah, I like the Lions minus 19.5 alt line. I just think it could get weird. I just think
Really?
there's so much high variance with McCarthy.
Yeah.
Like, this could be an absolute mess. I just think
this could be like 40-7 or something
What is
like
that, like plus 210?
Yeah, I think it might be a bit longer than that. The line right now is only 8.5, which
Oh,
also is
wow.
a little
So it's gotta be
confusing.
like, yeah.
I'll look it up while
That's
we're
a fun
on
one.
the chat.
All right, I like
think,
that one.
Yeah, because this is the type
let's
of
get
game
weird.
where like the tail outcomes are so in play.
Sure.
JJ McCarthy could be anything. Maybe JJ McCarthy's awesome and they win the game.
Right.
I think it's more likely though that he's very bad and they get blown out.
Right. Do you get the fourth quarter against the Bears, J.J. McCarthy, or do you get
The other 7
the other?
quarters.
Exactly right.
Take Vikings plus 19.5.
Right. Yes.
No, I don't want that.
Yeah. Minus 800. All right. That'll do it for What's on Tap, presented by Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. More costumes rolling in, and these are some really, really good ones. Jay, you might want to look at this.
There we go.
Yes, these are my 3 beautiful daughters, left to right. Remy, who is Paw Patrol with the PJ Masks kind of operation on top. And then Rio, my 3-year-old, and Ella, my 7-year-old, both going as Wednesday Addams. Not a lot of creativity from little Rio. She just wanted to copy her older sister. And they both have Thing.
They have a thing on the shoulder, yes.
So that's what we'll be dressing up as tonight.
That's
I'll be
adorable.
going as Gomez, the father.
Oh, I like that.
Producer Adam's kids, Kyler and Kinsley.
Okay.
Well done, gang. Like it a lot. Ghostbusters and Taylor Swift. Well done,
That's
Kyler
well
and
played.
Kinsley.
Love it.
Where's
like
where's
the
backup
guitar.
producer Pete?
Yeah,
Interesting.
He has to spend time with the kids to take a picture
He
of
was
them.
too busy on
Understand that.
Photoshop to.
We're taking our last break. Coming
My
up
daughters
next.
are going as pirates.
Nice.
just so you know. So I'll be out there trick-or-treating with them later tonight. And then my wife and I, beer pong couple.
Pick up lines after this.
I should play beer pong in the beer pong outfit.
DraftKings Sportsbook is an official sports betting partner of the NFL, and new customers can bet $5 and get $300 in bonus bets if your bet wins. Download the app and use promo code FFHH when you sign up. DraftKings Sportsbook.
Crown is yours.
Crown is yours. It's time for last call. Pickup lines as we do every Friday. Jay, what do you got for Matthew as you look at our records on the season?
Well, I was going to take Travis Hunter over 46.5 receiving yards. I don't like that one as much anymore, so I'm going to go, when in doubt, when you need a friend, call on Patrick Mahomes. Kansas City money line against the Bills. They're minus 130. Kansas City's defense has vaulted into being a top 10 defense. The offense is rolling on all cylinders. Just quietly, Josh Allen not having the season that he was last year. He's really struggling under pressure. He's taking more sacks than he has in many years. I think that Patrick Mahomes levels up. They start to get more control of the division. They beat the Bills straight up.
I'm looking at the same game, Jay, and I'm going Josh Allen over 7.5 rushing attempts. The last 7 games he's played against the Chiefs, all 7 of them, he's had double-digit rushing attempts. Yeah. When Josh Allen plays the Chiefs, it's a little bit of desperation. Yeah. Not that he's afraid to run anyway, but he runs a lot against Kansas City. So I think this number closes closer to 9.5 by the time kickoff comes around.
Yeah, I like both these, but the Bills have been pretty good against the Chiefs in the regular season. I'm going home with Connor. Obviously, keep your phone on. I may text you when we're done and see if I can drive by. We had a good night last night. Waddle cashed, the under cashed as well on Thursday night.
Never a doubt.
So there you go. So I like both these bets, but I like Josh Allen over 7.5 rushing attempts.
It's a good one.
For a good one. Well, I hope everyone has a safe Halloween. Give out good stuff if you're at home and be safe out there. Please send us pictures if you haven't done it already. If you do dress up in costumes this weekend, send us pictures on Monday.
FFHH Halloween.
FFHH
Twitter.
Halloween as well, and Sunday morning for Fantasy Football pregame as well. We'll show some as well. So
for the ghosts of futures past.
Yeah, exactly.
Flacco,
it's closing time.
I see him in my nightmares.
Season. Thank you, Director Tricia. For Jay and Connor and Denny Carter, I'm Matthew Berry. We'll see you Sunday morning for pregame. Peace out.